Be the Best You podcast. The sole purpose of this podcast is to teach, inspire, and motivate everyone to be the best versions of themselves. Welcome to the BTBU podcast. I'm your host, Larry Dawson. Let me say thanks to everyone for tuning in. Whether you're watching this on video or listening on audio, please take the time to like, share, and subscribe. Today's episode is called Goals versus Resolutions. And I'm going to speak to you about why you should have goals but not resolutions. So we have this tendency as people to follow in patterns that society set for us. And what society has set for us is that we should have resolutions at the beginning of the year of things that we're going to change. And probably the most popular one is they're going to start working out and get in better shape. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit drinking. I'm going to find a new job. Regardless of what your resolution is, I say get rid of all resolutions and set goals. And the reason I say set goals and get rid of resolutions is resolutions are something that you are going to fail at, because if you really wanted to do it, you wouldn't say, I'm going to wait until the beginning of the year. I'm going to wait 3 months from now. I'm going to wait 6 months from now. I'm going to continue the same behavior. If you set a goal, your goal starts now. And that is a goal to accomplish, not a resolution that you're going to give a month to and fall off. I used to be a GM at a major popular gym. It was so funny to me to watch the first of the year roll around every year and watch all these new people come sign up to the gym, or these people that had memberships for years that were still active that didn't use them, and come to the gym, and the gym would be packed for several weeks at the beginning of the year, and then you'd watch it slowly go back to normal as the resolutions fell off. Or as, I'm not going to call one of my friends out, last year his New Year's resolution was to quit smoking cigarettes, and it lasted several weeks before he slowly slid back into smoking cigarettes. If you really want to accomplish something, then you need to set goals, and you need to stick to those goals. If you have a goal that you want to get in shape, and it's July, why would you say, I'm going to wait until the first of the year, that's going to be my New Year's resolution? If that's something you really want to accomplish, if that's really a goal, then you'll set that goal to start now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not the next week, not the next month, not the next year. So I challenge everyone out there to get rid of the mindset of New Year's resolutions and start thinking in the now and set goals. Goals can be small goals, medium goals, big goals. And what I mean by that is we can set goals for the day. We can set goals for the week, for the month, for the year, for 5 years, for 10 years. One thing that has helped me in my life is I have an active imagination, and I like to visualize things in my head, things I would like to accomplish, things I would like to have in my life. When I was gone, I came up with these ideas and these goals, and I visualized them. And I did all the homework that I needed to do to be able to reach these goals. Now, these are longer term goals, because obviously I had to finish my time out, and I had to come home, and I had to reach these goals. Those goals are usually a little bit harder to attain than the short-term goals. You can have goals of the day. If you're in the sales, I'm going to make 5 sales and I'll close 5 deals today. That's a short-term goal. Or if your goal is, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next 90 days. That's a medium goal. You have a 3-month plan to lose 30 pounds. And then there's long-term goals. Right now, what you're listening to or what you're watching is a long-term goal that I created for myself almost a decade ago, sitting in a prison cell. I had this visualization of these things that I wanted to do and I wanted to accomplish. And I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to have my own fitness brand and do things my way and not like all these other people that I've seen. I wanted to have a podcast. I wanted to have a major platform. I wanted to motivate people and inspire people. I wanted to push people. I wanted to mentor people. I wanted to help people overcome addiction, adversity, trauma. And what you're listening to and you're seeing right now is a goal that I set. Not a resolution, a goal that I set for myself. And I'm fulfilling that promise to myself. I'm reaching my goal. But it was a step-by-step process, because when you have long-term goals, those goals can be 5 years out, 10 years out, 15 years out. It's like almost planning for your retirement and savings, or if you want to buy a car and saving up for a car. And we can use these in every aspect of our life. My grandfather was my hero, and he was my inspiration in a lot of ways to do a lot of things. I really looked up to him. I didn't have a lot of guidance or leadership in my life, and he was one of the bright shining lights in my life. And certain things about him, I tried to emulate, and he had an amazing relationship with my grandmother. They were married for 50 years, over 50 years before he passed away. And he absolutely loved that woman and his family. That man was a good man that was good to his wife and absolutely loved his life. I wanted a relationship like that. And I finally met someone in my life that I felt like I could have that with. So when I met that person, I made the adjustments and did the things that I needed to do so I could have that same type of relationship, because that was a long-term goal that I had. I watched this man spend his whole life with this woman that he got to experience his entire life with and grow old with and have these kids with and have this family with and set this example for, and watched how amazing it was, and I wanted that. So when I finally met someone, that opportunity presented itself to me. I took full advantage of that, and I have executed the goals that I had to have that. Because just like anything else in life, whether it's a resolution or a goal, you can't just halfway do something. If you just halfway do something, it's never going to succeed at the highest level. My friend that had the New Year's resolution of quitting smoking, he thought it would be okay to smoke here and there. But that's not how it works. It would be like me saying I'm going to go into this relationship and think that I'm going to have a relationship like my grandfather, but only trying halfway. So I can only expect half the results. You have to put in the full amount of work. You have to make the sacrifices. There's going to be tough times, good times, bad times, ugly times, but all of that is part of life. That's living. But if you truly want a successful relationship, that's what you have to do. So whatever your goal is, if you have long-term goals like I had when I was away, and I said that I want to make it to a certain level, and I want to motivate people, I want to inspire people, I want to help change people's lives. You know, I promised my mother that I would do that I would change my life and help change others' lives. So those became my goals, my aspirations, the things I wanted to accomplish. I visualized them, I would talk about them, then I put in the work and I execute to make them happen. And that's why we're sitting here filming today. I challenge everyone out there to wipe away the mentality of the resolutions at the beginning of the year and implement something new, goals. Think about them. Think in your head about the things that you would like to accomplish, the things you would like to have in your life, whether it's a great relationship, whether it's finances, a business, a career, helping others, a house you would like to live in one day. Visualize these things, think about these things, understand yourself and the things that you want and you want to accomplish. Take the steps that you need to accomplish these things by putting in the work. Think it, speak it, put in the actions to make it happen. That's how you accomplish your goals. Too many people have ideas or thoughts, but they never put forth the execution that it takes to execute them. You have to take the steps. You can't just think something or say something and expect it to magically appear or magically happen. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually put in the work and the time to make it happen. So on the Be the Best You podcast, I told you each and every episode we would talk about different ways to dig in to make yourself better. How we would change the trifecta, the mind, the body, and the spirit/energy. This is just another example. By setting goals and being able to accomplish those goals. So if you are in a place where you're struggling to find motivation, to get that swift kick to get you going, that's what we're here for. So if you're listening to this podcast or you're watching this podcast and you're seeing this and you're hearing this, I was also in those places. I had my moments when I was younger when self-doubt was there and I was struggling. I was going through depression and I was doubting myself. But no matter what you're going through or where you're at, you're capable of overcoming all of that. You have to change your mindset and you have to push forward. But if you push forward and you get your energy straightened out, you get your mind straightened out, you get your body straightened out, anything is possible. 8 years ago, I was sitting in a prison cell. And here I am today. So if you needed some motivation, there's some motivation for you. Remember, no matter where you're at or what you're going through, you can overcome it. So if you're sitting there and you're making excuses right now and you're saying, okay, I'll get up, I'll do this. At the beginning of the year, I'll get together. No, stop. Set goals. Sit up. Grab a piece of paper and a pen, write down some goals for tomorrow. Write down some goals for next week. Write down some goals for a couple months from now. Write down some goals for next year. And push yourself to follow through on those goals. And as you start knocking those goals out, the snowball effect will kick in. As you're knocking the little ones out and you start to knock the bigger ones out, it just keeps going. It snowballs. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You start to understand, I can do all of this. I don't have to be in that place anymore. I'm doing great now. I can accomplish all these goals that I have set for myself. So you guys think about that. Digest that a little bit. Resolutions versus goals, and why I do not believe in resolutions and I do not believe they work, but I do believe in goals and setting goals for yourself and executing those goals. Start small, work your way up big. Visualize yourself, what you want for your life, what you want in your life, what you want to accomplish with your life. I want to give a special shout out to Luke James Schaefer for allowing me to use his amazing music. I really appreciate that. You guys check out ADG Imaging on Instagram. He's amazing. He does amazing work. Once again, we'll give a special shout out to my wife, Jessica Dawson, and my daughter, Silver Dawson. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Be the Best You podcast. I'm Larry Dawson. Until next time, I'm out.